What's happening, good people? What's going on with you? And how you doing? How you doing? Hoping everybody's having a good day. Hoping everybody is in the building to have some real intelligent conversation, and let's talk about the stuff that's happening. Because today is an interesting day. It's a real interesting day. Did you pay attention to the news today?
I didn't see anything out of the ordinary besides
Oh,
what's going on in D.C.
No. No.
But before we get started, you remember how I was talking about that when we say stuff on this radio station, it seems like it just magically happens? Guess what I saw on my way home yesterday from the radio station?
What?
Excavators by the canal behind Walmart off the I-10 service road in the east, getting rid of the lily pads. That wasn't happening before we said it.
Now you know.
Mm-hmm. They be listening.
Be checking you out. Spooky, man. It's spooky. Sometimes it takes, the guy with the microphone just to remind folks about stuff that is happening. And so when I asked you, did you pay attention to what's going on in the news today? Did you see where NOPD has arrested one of their own,
I forgot about that.
For hiring sex workers?
All I could say was, Humbra.
And apparently they had a lot to do with the young man that was killed when he came down to cover the Super Bowl.
They found text messages,
Bruh.
all kinds of stuff, bruh.
I know it's a whole bunch. No, I'm not even going to joke about that because I'm going to read the story, but this is nothing to play with. It says, this is written in NOLA.com. It says, a New Orleans police officer was arrested for allegedly hiring sex workers while on the clock in the French Quarter. That's what the Louisiana State Police said on Wednesday. 8th District Police Officer Terrence T.J. Johnson, 56 years old, was booked into the Orleans Justice Center on Wednesday on prostitution, malfeasance in office, and injuring public records. NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said the PIB, which is the Public Integrity Bureau, is fast-tracking an internal investigation. Said this is so disappointing. Kirkpatrick said at a Wednesday afternoon media briefing, it's not only disappointing, it's disgusting. He jeopardized and compromised the safety of his fellow officers, and will take some immediate actions to have a removal from this agency as quickly as possible. Investigators found Johnson listed on Danette Colbert's phone as TJ Popo, slang for police. And Colbert is facing a murder charge in the death of Aiden Manzano, a Kansas City sports reporter who was here to cover the Super Bowl. Louisiana State Police confiscated and searched Colbert's phone as part of their ongoing investigation. State police detectives learned that Johnson paid women for sex multiple times and turned himself in on Wednesday. He faces 2 counts of prostitution, 3 counts of malfeasance in office, and 2 counts of injuring public records in the first degree. Orleans Parish Criminal District Court Judge Franz Ziblich preset bond at $1,500 per count on Wednesday, and Johnson did not appear in magistrate court. If convicted of malfeasance, he will face up to 10 years in prison. A 28-year-old veteran of the NOPD, Johnson accrued a lengthy disciplinary history, Public Integrity Bureau documents show. That includes a suspension in November 2005, neglect of duty after he went AWOL during Hurricane Katrina. And he was also suspended for a day in August 2015 after breaking the department use of force policy. And he was again disciplined with a 1-day suspension in 2018 for neglect of duty. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Merrill said her office will prosecute the case, and this is a matter that remains under investigation, said in the statement. There are many good police officers protecting the public and enforcing the law, we will hold those who breach the public trust accountable. Miss Pamela? Miss Pamela? Did we lose her? We lost her. Miss Pamela coming back. So getting back to this story, I think there are a lot of folks that are now learning of this story. And what you think? Before I make my, I guess before I make myself known and what I think. What do you think? 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. This is, to me, probably disappointing. Is that a good way to put it? Disappointing?
Yeah. There's no other way to explain it.
And for, I wish that I could have a conversation with the fellow police officers and what they think, because that would be something to hear from the other police officers, especially those that work in the 8th District, that have been, I think, cleaning up a lot of stuff in the French Quarter. I don't even know what to say. What do you say?
I'm thankful that the police chief immediately
Suspended?
Took action quickly. Didn't say, "Oh, we're going to do this." No, she swiftly jumped in and took action. I do like that. And she said that this does not commend, this is not what the police department is about.
Okay. So let's really go back to what you just said. I'm just saying.
She doesn't tolerate stuff, bro. That's the thing I like about her.
Okay, but listen to me for a minute. Just for a minute.
Okay, minute starts
right now?
Now.
All right. What's this month?
August.
When did that happen?
Ooh, Super Bowl. Well, so obviously there was an investigation. Well, the investigation into the phone records uncovered.
Right, phone records.
Yes, phone records uncovered what was going on.
Uncovered what was going on.
Yeah.
So from then to now, how long did it take to get those records? That's the question.
Okay. Maybe the person that was reading it was dyslexic. I don't know.
That's all you have.
I'm sorry, bro. I've been working with you for too many years that you rubbed off on me where I just got Tourette's and I just say stuff.
You are not going to put that one on me. No, sir. But there's no questions. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I hate to use a comparison, but there's no questions about. We looked at the phone records and saw this. We couldn't look at the phone records quicker. You couldn't get the.
Well, you do have a point there on that one, but I guess it's due process. They had other things that they had to go through, and I guess the phone records might have been one of the last things that they checked.
8 months later.
Well, it depends on. I mean, I'm also going to say maybe there were a lot of texts that they had to go through, probably thousands, because she was a busy.
Was you had one person going through your text messages?
One dyslexic person.
You need Jesus for real. I'm just saying.
You know what we really need before we go any deeper?
A break. I kind of figured as much. All right, more coming up, y'all. We got to take a break here. We'll come back more in just a minute. So everybody hold tight.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month by the community scientists at Rise St. James. This month, we spotlight phthalates, chemicals added to plastics, especially PVC, to make them more flexible and durable. But there's more. Research shows phthalates may disrupt hormones, affect reproductive health, and contribute to environmental pollution impacting our communities. Join us as we explore how these additives shape our everyday lives and the world around us. For more details, visit risestjames.org. Empower your knowledge with Rise.
Don't wait. Call Brandon Moore today at 504-666-6163. He's the finance man at Matt Bowers Ford, 3724 Veterans Boulevard. No credit, bad credit, he'll get you rolling. That's Brandon Moore, 504-666-6163.
Come see me and we'll make it happen.
The Historic New Orleans Collection presents a new exhibition open through June 7th, 2026, The Trail They Blazed. Built collaboratively with people who participated in the local civil rights movement, The Trail They Blazed presents stories of social and racial justice straight from the people who lived them. Listen to leaders tell their stories of resistance and persistence in their own voices, recorded by the Historic New Orleans Collection. Plan your visit to 520 Royal Street in the French Quarter and reserve your free tickets at hnoc.org today.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Join me, Dr. Jaquil Ross of New Schools for New Orleans for Talk That, NOLA Education. This Monday, we'll be joined by Tiffany Delcourt and Jarrell Bryant as they share information about the need and impact of world-class school buildings. Be sure to tune in Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 12:30 a.m. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 12:30 a.m.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. Glad to know that everybody is safe and having a good day. I'm looking at all the different folks that are sending in messages. I got a lot of messages today. I wonder what that's all about. I do know that Cedric Roy has been doing his homework, and he has the information that's coming from Gary Chambers, which Gary Chambers is asking folks, did you all know about these emails that were coming in from supporters? And why is everybody losing their mind behind the combination of Royce Duplessis and Arthur Hunter? What they losing their mind behind? Is it me? Or is it folks really saying, I got a problem with this, I got a problem? Do you have a problem with it? For what reason? I'm trying to figure it out. I thought it was a good deal, honestly, for them to get together and do some stuff. Why is everybody losing their mind behind two men that say, well, you know what, we're going to combine forces? What's going on with that one? Somebody can tell me. Somebody can tell me. And then I got to ask the question, are you taking these political issues so serious because you on somebody's payroll? Or are you taking these political issues so serious because you all invested in somebody's campaign? Somebody else's, let me throw that in there, campaign. You looking at me that way too. And I said it the way that it's supposed to be said. Are you invested in somebody else's campaign? Not your own. Not one that you're running for office, because you're not running for office. But it looked like that I got a lot to say about somebody else's campaign because I'm invested in it. And I am dissatisfied with the way that they're running it. How about that? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Come on, somebody, 504-582-9422. I know. You're looking around and saying to yourself, I know he ain't talking about me. If the shoe fit, swallow it.
What does a hit dog do?
Roof. I thought that was really interesting that I have seen so many dissatisfied folks because of a combination of two gentlemen that said that they were going to combine their campaigns to support one another. Is that wrong? Somebody make me understand why everybody's so upset. I'm trying to figure out, why is everybody so upset?
It happens in national politics
all the time.
So what's the problem?
They run against each other when they're running for president. Then more than likely, whoever is the front runner for the president of the United States is going to announce at some point in time who the person is going to be the vice president. Mm-hmm. And more than likely, that person that is the vice president has one of the candidates that was running for president in the first place.
Yep.
That's what happened with Biden.
Kamala Harris.
Yep. So I'm trying to figure out, where did we lose something? Somebody help me with this question. Now, this is a serious question. I saw it on social media. I was like, are they really having a fight? On social media has ended up being the detriment of black folks.
Now, it's a detriment of the whole world.
Well, I'm talking about us right now. Because you don't know what's the truth, and you don't know what's not the truth.
Especially with this AI crap.
Yeah. So, let's go. Hey, Miss Matthews.
How you doing, Gerard?
Good, my dear. How you?
All right. What I have to say, I have a problem, but it's not in relationship to what you're saying. I have a problem just in general with Royce Duplessis running, because I feel like this. He said he wasn't going to run for the position. He said he didn't have the money and all of this kind of stuff. Then I feel like this. Okay, you already have a position. By you getting in there, all it's going to do is split up the black vote. So that's my problem with it. It's not for the same reasons like what you were saying, but I just have a problem with why we can't never support each other. And if you already in a position, you in a position where you can represent people and be effective, why we always have to fight each other? Because in the end, Helena Moreno is going to get the solid white vote. With them putting all these different black candidates and all it's going to do is split up the black votes. And that's why I have a problem with it. It's not that I'm personally invested in anybody's campaign. I do have, the person who I'm supporting. And, I'm just thinking in terms of who best could serve the needs of New Orleans, because we have a lot of problems in this city. And I feel like certain candidates in the race, they already have shown that they just loyal to the general needs of the city. So that's why I have a problem with it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's it's not necessarily the same reason you were saying, but I do, have my concerns about it.
So let's talk about it a little bit. Now, I'm not disputing you. I want you to understand that first.
Right.
I want you to know that everything that I say in this conversation between me and you, because I know you're one of my listeners, and I love you for that, and I love that you call me and tell me what's on your mind. So
yeah, right.
So know that what I'm saying to you is, I'm gonna ask you some questions with love, and I want you to kind of answer them. So
okay.
Let's take out, just for a minute, and I hope that she understands what I'm doing. Let's take out Helena Moreno out of this equation. Let's say that she was not running. Then who would you have? A whole slew of black men, right? That's going to divide up the vote no matter how we look at it, right? They're going to divide up the vote. Because some people like Royce, some people like Oliver, some people like Hunter, and some of the other candidates as well. So with that being said, what does she do? She adds to the division of the vote. That vote's going to be divided up whether she's in it or not. Do you think that she's going to get the majority of the vote? I would say so. If she's running, in advance of, she's done everything that her campaign has supposed to, plus she's got a lot of money. But remember something, and I'm going to always go back to this. That money issue and running in advance and doing all that was the same way that we ran prior to Helena Moreno running or anybody else running. They had $1 million plus in their coffers and they lost. So I'm always going to look at this and say what I've seen the difference in the elections that we've seen in the past is the fact that the division of the vote or whoever's running doesn't necessarily mean because I got all the money and all this that I'm going to win.
Yeah, I'm not equating it to the money. My biggest concern is about the vote being split up, and I'm about to be like you, a conspiracy.
Oh, you're the conspiracy theory club.
Yeah, yes.
Welcome aboard. We
yes,
got a new member. We got a new member, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a member of the club.
Ring the bell.
Like you were saying, if she wasn't in there, some of them other candidates would be out too. I do believe that. Sometimes I have a cousin who ran for elective office, and like she told me, sometimes they will put people in there just to split up the vote.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And she's like the candidate with the most money. Some of those other black, lesser-known people probably wouldn't even be in there if she's not in there. That's my personal opinion. Okay.
Okay. So, do you think that she win it right out?
If you have the black vote split up like it's gonna be, and you have some black, if she just gets a portion of black support along with solid white support, yeah, I think she would.
I don't know. I think that this is probably the second highest population as far as the number of voters that are going to get out to vote. That we know they're going to kind of get out to vote because it's usually the president and then the mayor. Now,
right.
In the last couple of votes from Mitch Landrieu through this second term of Cantrell, we've had low voter turnout.
Right.
So I guess the question in here that I got for you, though, Miss Matthews, is in this election, is there anything exciting that will push that number of people out to vote? Do you think that Helena Moreno is exciting enough to get everybody and their mama pass low voter turnout? Will Royce do that? Will Oliver do that? Who do you think would be that candidate that's going to get the most votes because the population is excited about them running?
Now that I don't know, Gerard.
So we're going to
I
probably
wish, I
find
wish,
that. I was trying to get that in advance from you, but we're probably going to find out within the next 30
yeah,
days or so.
yeah. I hope my prayer is that we do get out because I take voting very seriously because anytime people had to give up their lives, uh, be hurt
Hmm.
over it, to me, it's a necessary requirement. But I know everybody doesn't feel like that, but
Right.
I do. From reading our history and seeing what we have been through,
Hmm.
to me, I was brought up to believe, that it's necessary, and I brought my daughter up to the same way.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
we're going to see.
All right, Drew.
I understand exactly what you're saying, so I'm glad we discussed it. So thank you, my
All
dear.
right, Gerard.
I
I'll see you
appreciate you
later.
much.
All
All
right.
righty.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cedric,
Hello.
what's happening with you?
You got. I would like to find out what's going on with this video that Mr. Gary Chambers sent out in reference to the email that was accidentally sent, I believe, to either Royce Duplessis or to someone. This leaked email that's out, where this rich businessman, Bill Hemmick, who was, according to the video, responsible for getting donors for the Moreno for Mayor campaign, and he's using pretty much racism, but yet you hear black people tell people like me, you make everything about racism because everything is about racism. I want to see how the Moreno campaign is going to address this, the Duplessis campaign, the Oliver Thomas campaign. Because before you running for office, you are who you are. Whether it's a Latino woman or a black man. And to the black people that's supporting this campaign and on the payroll, if this email is in fact true, what's your position?
What's whose
with
position?
racism?
You saying all the candidates' position?
I believe all black candidates should have something to say about this issue. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and I would hope.
I don't know if they got a position on it, but I would say that it needs to be addressed by those folks that are in the Moreno camp. And the reason why is because it was addressed to her. It wasn't addressed to Royce. It was addressed to her about Royce.
About him. And I thought in the corner you could see his email address, but maybe I'm wrong. I do wear glasses. I hope it is addressed, and then with this racist tone, since they like to use that so much in reference to us, I hope it is addressed by the community, by our organizations, by our preachers, and again, I hope that people are paying attention to the totality of this mayoral race. And in my opinion, this ain't the time for us to give up on black leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had in our corner Dr. Minyard to come in and to say, Dr. McKenna, to say the exact same thing. This is not the time to give up on black leadership. And to the caller before, I commend whoever got Royce Duplessis and Arthur Hunter in the same room. And also, as a St. Augustine Purple Knight, I commend them on their brotherhood as both are graduates from the high school. I commend them for coming together and working together for one common cause, which hopefully will be the betterment of all people, but in particular the Native people who are majority Black here in this city of New Orleans.
All right. Okay, brother.
Thank you,
Appreciate
man.
you, Cedric. All right, Kevin.
Hey, man, I'm glad to hear y'all talking. I'm always glad to hear y'all talking about substantive issues that affect the quality of life of Black people. Look, I would listen to you saying, well, are people invested in a particular campaign for whatever reason? Hell, we invested in our favorite sports team. And if we can get invested in that, we sure need to be invested in our political situation, something that's actually affecting our lives. So, look, all I can say is people, look, opinions are like navels. We all have one, right? So my thing is this. Don't let no one else's opinion influence your judgment. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people's judgments have been compromised. But the thing is this. Everybody have a right to their opinion. Now, if and I heard a football coach say this, or some coach, I can't remember what it was, but he said, if you don't like what your opposition is doing, stop it. Okay? So it becomes the Black community's responsibility to counter whatever circumstances that we perceive are being contrived against our best interests. Okay, but to do that, we have a responsibility to get in the game of politics. Politics is just people who decided to get in the game, to have a seat at the table of making decisions that's going to determine the quality of all our lives. If we're not willing to get in the game, and I'm not saying every individual is built for this, but every individual is built for engaging their community and affronting their particular leaders to service the community. We keep on waiting for other people to do what we look. A dollar never cast a vote. I don't care if it's $1 billion or $100. Individuals cast a vote, and if we don't like what the people who we said don't have our best interests at heart, we need to front our own candidate, and don't let people throw racism and all that stuff in there. You chasing all their game. That's the game they play. They want you to chase racism. Chase whatever your plan is. Make a plan, stick to your plan, and don't address what somebody else throw in there.
All right. Good enough. Thank you, Kevin. All right, we got to take a break. We'll take a break here. We'll come back. More in just a minute, y'all.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com. Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Tired of the impersonal one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Hey, New Orleans, look for important changes to your natural gas service. This summer, Delta Utilities takes over for Entergy Gas with a Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based approach to safe, clean, reliable natural gas. No interruptions or rate changes due to the transition, just dependable service and modernized technology to keep you running smoothly. Get to know us at deltautilities.com and stay tuned for more later this summer. Delta Utilities, focused on natural gas, committed to New Orleans.
When you talk, we listen. WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. So does this conversation make sense to you? The conversation itself making sense to you? And that is different opinions, of course. And if you notice, I'm letting everybody get their opinion out. Get your opinion out. But does that mean that we living in some times that aren't for real? Everybody's got the answer. We got a whole bunch of folks that are sitting by that are armchair politicians that know the moves that should be made. Sometimes it's better to sit back, chill out for a moment, and watch. But there are also times that you need to react. Reaction can get your feelings hurt real quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm gonna put that out there for somebody to go back and tell somebody what I said. Reaction can get your feelings hurt real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And you really don't understand what it is that you're reacting to. Sometimes you're reacting to what you know. And then other times you reacting to what you heard. That what you heard part is a whole bunch of what we're listening to now. From folks that don't have no skin in the game. From folks that don't have no understanding of what your candidacy means. And don't have no understanding of the people that you're trying to get to. You just sitting back what you heard, not what you know. Not what you know. And if you don't know, sometimes it's better to sit back and listen. Just listen. Especially when you ain't running nothing. I said especially when you ain't running jack. And if you don't know, sit back and listen. then you can make a better assessment. And I stand by that. I don't know if that's maturity. I don't know if that's being professional. I don't know if that's just being cautious. And one is fine with me. But we got a whole bunch of folks that are jumping in this race or races that I'm looking around and saying, you got some investment? You in this race? You running for something? And these social media influencers, I guess my question would be for anybody that's a voter, and I hope my phones ring off the hook for this. For the social media investors, those influencers, y'all really paying attention to social media that much when it comes to what you're putting out here online? And if you're gonna vote for a person, how much of that you pay attention to? Come on, somebody. 504-582-9422. Are you going? And I heard somebody say this, which was disturbing, is that they don't watch the news. They get their news from online services like Instagram, Facebook. That's where they get their news from. And it made me ask the question, is that the reason why we so lost? Is that why we so lost? Because we definitely are sitting back and saying, oh, this person is this and this person is that. And we listen to it and we believe it. How much social media do you get your news from? Is that a good question? How much social media news from? If you had to put it in a perspective of percentages, 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%, all of it? How much social media do you get your news from? Oh, bro, I don't watch the news no more. I just get everything off my phone. Really? So with the invitation or the induction of AI, how many of you go to social media and you don't know what to believe? Is this true or not? Because there's a lot of stuff that's on social media that you can't believe. And can you determine what's true and what's not before you say yes? And you call me and tell me, yeah, I can tell you what's true and what's not. Just know I'm going to ask you how you know. What's your determination factors? Just know we're going to ask. What are the determination factors that makes you say, Oh, we know what's true, what's not. And no, I don't get all my news from Instagram or Facebook or any other social media platform. Then where you get yours from? Well, you can't trust them neither. Really? Tell me why. That's a whole lot of questions, huh? That's a whole lot of conversation, a whole bunch of questions, and I mean it in a, I guess, a positive way for you. I guess a positive way for you. And the reason I say I guess is because I'd like to hear what your analogy is. What makes you pick up the phone and go to your social media platforms and start scrolling and then say, oh my God, I can't believe that happened? Because you saw it on your phone. You saw it on social media. I don't even know if anybody would even ask a question like that. Would somebody ask that question like that? I've never really heard anybody ask a question like that about what makes you believe everything you get on social media. Oh, I need to hear this one. 504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422. There's some folks that I know, especially my older adults, I ain't picking on nobody, that don't believe anything in social media because they're not on it in the first place. 504-582-9422. Let's get them phones ringing. I said a whole lot. I asked a whole bunch of questions within that last 10 minutes. Let's have that conversation. 504-582-9422. More coming up.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Community advocates are urging Dallas, Texas to keep its DEI programs despite federal threats to pull $300 million in funding. The city paused the programs June 25th under Trump administration pressure, but racial equality groups want them reinstated. Rapper Drake and Universal Music Group are in discovery over his defamation suit tied to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Drake's team wants unredacted records on Lamar's deal and UMG's role, while the case now also involves rapper Pusha T. And Washington, D.C.'s historic Metropolitan AME Church is suing the Hudson Valley Proud Boys to stop using the group's name, colors, and logo. The church gained control of the trademarks after the Proud Boys failed to pay $3 million in damages and now uses the yellow and black theme for its own merchandise with slogans like Stay Proud, Stay Black. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. 5 o'clock hour as you are headed home. Please drive with care. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and getting into the conversation. All right, so our main focus today is going to be on the number of folks that are, I think, some type of investment into social media. Does that make sense? Social media has become, I think, the go-to for a lot of folks. That's why you see major news organizations that have stopped just putting their information on television. They now have a streaming platform as well. And that streaming platform can be going to many things. Hell, you can actually turn your television and get rid of cable by having the internet service. And now you got the folks like T-Mobile and Verizon and all of them that are providing home internet service so that you can. So how can you do that? Because I did it. I mean, I'll tell you what I did. I'm not telling you this might be the best thing for you, but I got rid of cable because cable in New Orleans costs too damn much. Oops. Hold on. Is Cox Cable still a sponsor here? They are?
As far as I know, they are.
Can't hear you.
As far as I know, they are.
Oh. I guess I better be quiet. It costs too
the truth is the truth.
Okay, it costs too much, man. You get cable with the internet and a couple of channels that are those, you got to pay for a subscription to those channels. And you want more than one location in your house, not just in the living room or in the bedroom. You can end up paying anywhere between $200 to $300 a month just for a service that I can tell you, I hope I don't piss nobody off on this, but it's the truth. On a service that more than likely you ain't watching all them channels. Or the ones you paying for. The HBO. Let me tell you when I watch HBO. You know when I watch HBO?
Who?
HBO.
Who?
You know what I'm talking.
Man, please.
You know when I watch them?
Huh.
First of the month when they put the new shows on. And then they play them same shows over and over and over again for the next 30 days.
I can't tell you the last time I had HBO and Stars and Cinema. Man, I got rid of that crap years ago.
But guess what I did get? I wanted to have, and I'm a news junkie, so I wanted to have MSNBC, CNN, and all of those. But I wasn't going to get it through cable. I just wasn't going to do it.
Fire Stick.
Nope. I got me some YouTube TV.
Oh, yeah, YouTube, man. I watch YouTube more than I watch regular television.
No. It's regular television.
Well, you know what I mean. I watch YouTube. I go and watch the videos and stuff.
No. It's different.
I know YouTube TV has all that stuff. But you get a Fire Stick, you don't have to pay for any subscription.
But I'm telling you, YouTube TV has the lineup just like your Cox Cable does. All the channels. I'm not talking about regular YouTube.
And YouTube TV is going to be just as expensive as the internet, Cox, and all that.
I'll wait.
Because their prices are going up. Steady going up.
I'll wait. Let it go up. Because there'll be something new by that time. Because I got it when it was, $65. My prices have not gone up. So if they're going to go up next year, cool. That means I ain't got it a year and a half for the price that I wanted to pay for it. And they give me every channel that I can get on Cox or anything else for a fraction of the cost. And it gives you 6 areas where you can have that app on your phone. So whenever I want to watch a television program and I'm not home, I can pull it up on my phone. I actually can pull it up right now and I can scroll, and I can record, and I don't have any limited space. Meaning that, you know, when you have that recorder for Cox, if you record, they're gonna tell you you can't record no more because you need to clean it out. I don't have to get rid of none of my programs. They give you unlimited. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's number one. Number two, I like the fact that I can watch the television anywhere, even if I go out of town. Like, you know me, I get up a plane, go to North Carolina, and I want to watch a show on my phone. It'll ask me, are you out of town? Like, yep. Then it will find the TV stations locally that I can watch there too. So I just love it. And I'm like, As far as Fire Stick, I never really tried the Fire Stick because it was such a big plug-in. These aren't plug-ins to me. There's no cables to plug in. All I got to do is download the app on TV. So a lot of folks, just like me, and I want to explain this in the best way that I can, and I hope everybody's following me because somebody else is doing the same thing. I want everybody to understand this.
Lord.
Huh?
Deidre said that she is at $400 with her bundles.
No.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not paying. We needed to have a conversation with Deidre. So $400 a month. No.
That's an electric bill.
That's an electric bill or a car note.
For real.
But I'm not going to tell anybody what to buy. I'm just trying to tell you that I got it just as clear. And everybody understands something too. When you buy a television these days, you're actually buying what they have called a smart TV. Okay, what can I do on that television? Download apps.
Well, the TVs now, I know the ones that I bought came with the apps installed or everything installed
they
already.
Got the TCL, they got all those, but you can still download some.
Mm-hmm.
So you download those apps and you can watch whatever you want to, because guess what they're doing actually? Streaming. Yep. All the TV stations, all the networks, all of them have started streaming. So you're actually watching streaming, even though it looks like it's cable. It might be 4K, but it streams. It has nothing to do with the TV station or the network. It's the streams that they provide now. So all I'm doing it. I'm like, well, if you didn't want me to watch it, you wouldn't do it. I could watch all of CBS's programming just by downloading the app. So that's why I think that some of us have got to get to the point where how do you downgrade instead of keep upgrading? You keep upgrading. The more you upgrade without downgrading, you end up with a cost that's gigantic. But I got the same thing that you do at your house without having cable and for less money. That's where I think that we get into a point where we don't share. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm sharing it with you. Sharing it with y'all. Donna gonna love me when she get that extra money. I'm sorry, bro. Let me tell him.
Answer your phone, bro.
Reverend Kasner, how you doing?
Hello, my good brother. How are you?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. You know I'm always listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you asked the question earlier, where you get your news from, right?
Yep.
And you broke down certain categories and asked for percentages, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now, personally, I'm not no computer kind of brother, but I get maybe 10% of my news from social media. 20 local news, 20 national news, 30 WBOK. I don't know how much percentage that is.
You at 80%? You at 80%?
Yeah, I was about to say 20%. That 20% comes from me and my involvement in my environment, which is the whole world. Now, when I hear the news, I have to have a certain amount of discernment. I don't believe everything that comes on the news. It may have some truth to it, but it's got a whole lot of other stuff wrapped around the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, when I hear it, I base it on past history, what I've heard that person or that story before, and what it said. And then I look at what's being said now, and then I coordinate that with what will happen in the future based on that analogy. Now, a lot of this has to do with my experience. Been around the block a few times. Know how politics works on every level. But in a fine analysis, our people have to learn to understand that none of these is all good, if I could say that. Because unless you think above the line, on the line, under the line, think, process it, how it works in your life, and then you can evaluate it and come up with a reasonable response.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, with this mayor's race, our people better learn how to hurry up and think, or else we're going to be right back where we was before. I'm going to hang up and listen.
No, wait a minute, hold on, because I got questions now. I got questions. Yeah, you be going too fast. When you look at this mayor's race, and you said people need to think and be able to think and make some decisions quick. I want to go back to my original question. I want to get you to answer, Rev, and that was basically, why are we seeing people acting a fool about this race and what they call their candidate? And honestly, I don't know if it's their candidate or if they're on somebody's payroll. But I'm looking at all of these folks that are acting a fool right now over these candidates, downing a whole lot of them, talking good about one or two, and basically not giving out that this is their candidate and this is the decision that they're making for them. Why?
Well, you got to understand the players all across the board. And it generally be the same players. And they do it because either they have a stake in the election other than just voting, or they're just trying to make a mark, impress some people, inform some people, whatever you want to call it. But here again, that's where you got to learn how to think. You got to remember what happened yesterday and the day before, and how it's going to affect you in the future. Now, see, this is my thing. All politics are local.
Right.
How many candidates have been in your neighborhood? How many of them have you spoken to? Not during this election season, but all through the time leading up. Have you analyzed if these people said anything or did anything? Did you analyze what effect it had on you personally and what effect it had on you in the community? That's a whole lot of thinking. But you can't do that scrolling on social media. You got to have a clear mind to think. It got to mean something to you, right? It's got to mean, does this affect my children? Not only me, but my children. Because when you look at the rhetoric and the outcome of the rhetoric, man, it's all piled up against us as blacks in New Orleans and against the city in New Orleans. And people just so absorbed with themselves until they can't seem to see that. And it's so crucial because, man, look, you watch the president, I'm jumping national now. You watch the president, you watch that little governor we got, you watch how weak that city council and mayor sometimes could be, and what you think gonna happen here. Who you think they're gonna lock up quick, fast, and hurry? And somebody say, well, they need to be locked up. Well, that's your summation of it all. But supposing it be your child that get caught up or somebody you know. And so if you figure that every child is your child, then you right on the mark. But if you think about your political career and who you could appoint to this committee and that committee, boy, that's a piss poor choice process. Excuse my language. And I say in closing, our people better wake up. Blacks in New Orleans as well as New Orleans. Because, I always think about, I don't know if it's the Jews said it or who said it, they came for this group. I did nothing, and when they came for me, it was nobody to do nothing.
Right.
Yeah, welcome the state government to New Orleans.
Right.
Just keep on bickering, and we'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen. That's the alternative. So.
Yeah, that's the big picture.
Yep.
That's the big picture. Yeah. But I enjoy the show, G. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Rev. It's good to hear your voice always.
I'm still alive and well.
All right. That's all that matters.
All right, Doc.
All right, talk to you in a minute. All right, Brother Leon.
What's up, G? Man,
what's going on there? Bro. Where you been?
Man, how's everything, man? Man, I'm feeling proud, bro. 20 years coming, a.k.a. Hurricane America Katrina.
Yeah.
I got 4 college graduates, bro. And people don't know how tough, how big my family is.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know the challenges. But, man, when I look back at it, I got 4 college graduates. Everybody else doing fine. Junior living somewhere else and doing fine.
What junior?
One graduate from UNO. Xavier and Tulane.
Oh, okay.
And so
good.
Nah, I forgot to open. Let me. 5. I forgot. If he listening, he gonna get me. So I had one. Went to Southeastern, and 3 grandbabies later, Delgado. But
yes,
he doing
indeed.
Good. It don't matter. You got that paper.
Get that paper.
Now, there you go. Now let's talk about this mail race. Cause I'm gonna go there. Everybody feeling so good about their candidates, and they out there. Gerard, some of them make you feel good, and all that feel good about them because they smiling in your face. And I'm not talking particular more. I'm just in general. The one-on-one politics. But I'm telling everybody, I don't care which one it is, especially those who have been in politics, go see how they voted on the committee meetings, the meetings, the council, legislative, whatever. You were, and particularly dealing with blight, anything that deals with gentrification, housing, how the federal dollar was voted on where to spend the federal dollars at when they come here. That federal money be coming sometimes. Mm-hmm. How they voted, whether when in your neighborhood they voted to keep it over here. Even voting to put things in place that you didn't know they put in place on those meetings they be having. Go watch how you vote, and y'all going to be surprised. I'm hearing it's going to be a bombshell, Gerard. I'm not going to put it out there. It's going to be a bombshell on how certain people voted. And I tell the people, wait, because if they voted that way behind the door that you couldn't see, how you think they're going to vote when they become mayor? How they going to push the city toward? That's all I'm going to say. And, Gerard, look here. It's a lot we can talk about Hurricane Katrina. Okay, but I hope that everybody talk about some of how they overcame. We ain't gonna let them forget. I'll never let them forget Henry Glover. I'll never forget them get the Danziger Bridge. I never let them. I always remember that everybody went over there to the police department. Mm. And now it's a lot we can talk about.
Yeah.
But y'all give it all out. Give it all out.
There you go.
Yeah, Gerard, thank you for that information there. Thank you for that information on because I kind of started about 4 months ago, eliminate certain things. I eliminated that cable. Boy, my pocket scene got better.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm using these apps now.
I bet.
I'm just trying to figure out the apps because some of the apps cost more than others. Or do I just, what you gave me that recommendation, download some of the apps.
And look, let me tell you what else I did for internet. Instead of getting internet services, I went to T-Mobile and got that little internet tower for your house.
What?
$35. What?
And you can get it. And who you?
It's home internet.
I'm getting
T-Mobile giving you home internet. I got it in my house. I got it in my house. I plugged it up. They gave me the codes and they coded and everything for you in the store. It's $35. Okay. I got it. Put it in the box.
Because I'm getting
to your home.
Wi-Fi costing me $100 right now. $100 right now.
$35. And I think it was $50 altogether. But then after you let it do automatic takeout, you pay for a month. I think it's like $35, $40 somewhere in that area. I got to look at what it is. And I was like, shoot, I got internet in my house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I had to cut down too, man. Everybody need to cut down. We living in some high price times right now.
Okay, let me ask something. So do you do Sling and all? So I missed part of your conversation. Do you use Sling or do you do the YouTube app? What you do?
I got all the maps on my television. I don't watch all of them though. That's the issue. So I'm only watching the ones that I can tell you. I got the YouTube app because it's going to give me everything that I need from the sports channels to ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, everything that you possibly can work on to get, that you look at. Because I just trying to cut out all the
Roku.
access.
When you come back, talk about Roku. Is that good?
Roku? That's what it's on your television. So you got that on your television already.
Okay. All right.
All right. Okay, my brother. Good to hear from you. Tell the family I said, hey.
I sure will.
All right, Leon. I'll talk to you in a minute, brother. All right, we got more coming up. Everybody, hold tight. We got to take a break.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by Lowe's.com. Former NFL superstar receiver Larry Fitzgerald has successfully pivoted from a career on the field to a career in business. And in a conversation on Bloomberg, Fitzgerald talked about some of his most important influences, starting with family.
I mean, my father and my mother were the catalyst, for everything. And my mom and dad, they worked two opposite ends of the spectrum. My dad, sports journalist for 44 years now in the Twin Cities area. And, you name it, I got a chance to be around Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Kirby Puckett, Mark McGuire, and then on the Vikings, Randy Moss and Chris Carter. And the list goes on and on.
Through the Larry Fitzgerald Foundation, he's able to pass along all that inspiration and wisdom to another generation. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support in style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Tired of the impersonal one-size-fits-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
New Orleans, get ready to laugh. Join Inspire NOLA, K20, NSNO, and the Nord Commission, a free event for NOLA teachers, parents, and the community. Friday, August 15th at the Orpheum Theater, featuring comedians Frank White, Shady Feelgood, Rob Kazi, and Bruce, with performances by DJ Jubilee, the Big Six Brass Band, PNC, and Subtweet Sean, hosted by Tanya Boyd Cannon and Wild Wayne. Get your tickets and info at inspirenolaschools.org.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 12:30 a.m.
All right, folks, welcome back. Don't forget, about 34 minutes, Arnie and Carrie going to be in the building having some conversation with you. That'll happen at 6 o'clock right here at WBOK.
Well, Mr. Carey's on vacation, and Arnie is under the weather, so Mr. Walt Leger is going to be hosting
He's
the show
hosting
tonight.
the show, but it's still the Arnie Carey show, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Nooney.
I notified her.
Nooney.
And what's up, G?
What's going
What's
on?
up, Gerod? What's happening with you, man?
Oh, man, you talking low. What's going on with you?
Hold on, let me just. What's happening? Can you hear me now?
I got you.
Oh man, let me tell you what's going on. It's going on in the appeals court between me and the inspector general. So what they did, he filed the appeal. So 3 judges saying they want to hear his case, and they trying to do what the lower court did, but they haven't ruled on it yet. So I filed my writs.
So hold on, let's start from the beginning so that we can inform everybody what's going on here, because
all right.
Let me make sure I got it right here, and then you can take it from there. Because what I understand too is that you filed a public records request asking the inspector general to also provide information about his office and how he does work, because he's been doing it to everybody else. Why can't you do it to him?
That's right.
And he didn't want to give it to you.
That's right.
And since that time, you all had to go to court, and the court ruled in your favor.
That's right. They ruled in favor of me, of him getting it. So what he did, he went to the appeals court, and he didn't file something, and they didn't granted him permission to hear his case. So what he's trying to do is a stall delay. So what he did with the taxpayers' money, he went and hired 2 lawyers. Now, he got a lawyer, but he went and hired 2 lawyers that specialize
Wait a minute, we lost you.
in appeal.
Wait a minute, Noonie, your phone breaking up. What happened?
Hold up. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
So 3 judges that ruled to hear his case: Rachel Johnson, Lakeisha Knox, and Monique Morial. And it's a disgrace because at the end of the day, they know he's supposed to give it. So what they're trying to do is help him to stall the case. You know what I'm saying?
So you think it's stalling?
Huh?
You think there's a level of stalling?
Yeah, that's what he's doing, because the judge ruled he had to give it. And at the end of the day, he didn't. So he filed a writ. So what I did, I filed my writ too. Because at the end of the day, he got to give the paperwork. Look, just 2 months ago or a month ago, he put an article in the paper that he wanted records from Nord Recreation from 4 years ago. And then they said it's the law. So if he's stating that in a judge be trying to give him a break. Lakeisha Knox, Monique Burrell, and Rachel Johnson. So they'll let him stall when the law is clearly. And when they do it to everybody else, they give them the records. But the trip part is, what is he trying to hide?
Mm-hmm.
And so now we is in the appeals court, and so I didn't file the writ, and now they grant him to hear the case, and they're not saying nothing on it. They're saying they got to hear the case. What do you have to hear?
So they're
Because
not
he didn't
ruling
get a
on
record.
it. So they're not ruling on it. They want to hear him argue the point.
Yeah, they want to hear him argue the point. But the point is, he just admitted a month ago. I've been fighting this man for 6 months, but he just admitted a month ago that is the law, because he did it the Nord and put it in the paper. So at court fighting, right? But I ain't gonna. If we gotta go to Supreme, we going to Supreme. We gonna take it wherever he want, because it's the law. He makes everybody else do the records, and now he don't want to give his records up.
So let's make sure that we understand something here, because I think this is a very important part of the case that needs to be talked about. We, meaning you and I, have had this conversation in the past.
That's right.
And one of the things in that conversation piece that I will automatically tell everybody is the fact that he wants to have everybody's information but not tell you what his is. But we also have to say that whenever there's supposed to be a meeting with this office, there should be more than one person, and maybe even a court reporter that can take the information down and transcribe it so that we'll know that there were no personal meetings happen between people. There was also a document that you, myself, and a couple other folks got, and that document had I guess it was an employee or former employee that wrote a scathing report about that office, stating that they were talking about different folks. There's a possibility that folks that you investigate are coming down to sit in your office, and you're sitting in there with the door closed, and then there's an investigation on somebody else. I wanted to know, and I think that everybody else here wanted to know, who were those folks? Were they city council persons? Were they from the office of something, 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 something? I wanted to know who were those officers that were coming to meet with you, and those are the ones that you're supposed to be investigating. That those meetings should have never happened. Now, with that being said, we also wanted to have those phone
Gerard,
records.
what's going on is he's scared to give those emails and those texts up. Gerard?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
He's scared to give it up because it's so sad who he was meeting with, who he was texting, what governmental officials, what city officials, and that's why they're fighting to not give that information up when the lawyers, they got five, what the law tell you, the public request law tells you that he got to give it up.
Yeah.
So I don't see what the stall is with the Fourth Circuit Court because at the end of the day, he do it to other people, so he should be made to give it up. But you know how they is. They all in a clique, and they rolling. But one thing about me, I ain't going to give up. So 2 days ago, I just filed a writ to the Fourth Circuit saying what was the judge ruling on 32, 34, number 6, because I gave them items. I gave them like 34 things I wanted. So what I did was file my writs. Let's see if they're going to grant my writs and hear my writs.
Mm-hmm. Did they grant it?
We haven't heard yet because I spent 2 days, but they gave him a quick answer, right? But they didn't give me a quick answer. And if I got to take them to federal court and sue them, I will, because in federal court, the guy sued the police department from not getting public records, and he got $19,000 because they hold it for 6 months.
Dang.
And so they're hiding something. That's why they don't want to give the records, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm fighting them on that. So I just wanted to give you an update on the case, and I'll let you know when we go to court and they got to hear the case, because I'm going to let you know I'm interested to see what Lakeisha Knox, Monique Burrell, and Rachel Johnson going to do.
What's your assessment? What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think? You already said it's a stall tactic, right?
Wait, what you said?
You already saying that it's going to be a stall tactic. This is
I think they're doing a stall tactic because when they granted his request, what did you grant to hear his request on? The law is the law. So when you granted his request, anybody else request, they throw and they don't hear. Because he's the inspector general, they giving him leeway in doing corruption as usual.
And the time frame for a public records request, you have what, 3 days?
You have 3 to 5 business days, right, to respond and give the people what they want. This has been 7 months, Gerard.
Yeah, it's a stall.
This has been 7 months. And so they've been letting him get away with it. And at the end of the day, but what they don't know, I ain't going to give up. I'm going to fight them. We going to Supreme if we have to. We going to fight because they are hiding something, and I got a right to the records. Anybody got a right to the public request, but he wants to give it and can't take it. So him and his lawyer is doing like a delay tactic and a stall tactic, and the Fourth Circuit, I'm feeling some way about those judges because if they're following the law is the law. Ain't no, you want to hear what he's saying and all that. And then you give him a fast answer. So I give y'all my writs. I haven't heard from him yet, you know. But
so when does he argue in front of them? When does he argue in front of them?
They haven't gave a date yet.
No?
They say they got to set the date. Yeah, so I'm not understanding. They say they got to set the date, right? Because Paulette Hines denied him. So he went to the Fourth Circuit, probably his friends of the Fourth Circuit. Maybe some of them was in the room. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you know, the law is the law. And the other thing I wanted to talk to you, I heard you talking about the mayor race. Let me tell you, one thing I want you to do, Gerard, is talk about these endorsements. These endorsements are sending to shame what they're doing. Because if you got a lot of money, they're picking you, and you might don't even be the best candidate. They got a couple of groups out here. One I went to, and I'm going to call them out on your show, Noel. Noel is a group out the east. I went to them, they say you're the best candidate, but at the end of the day, you don't have the money we asking. So I asked them, Gerard, I said, is it about the people that's going through poverty, the people that's struggling, hurting with sewage and water board and energy, or is it about the money for y'all? And they say it's about the money. This pro rata share they talk about, it's all about the money. If you give them the most money, you get the endorsement. If you're not giving them the money, you're not getting the endorsement. Me, an endorsement don't matter. The power of the people matter. The people got to educate themselves, you know. But at the end of the day, a lot of these endorsements, some of them I've been skipping, Gerard, because some of them not right. They already got their people singled out. They already got their people picked out. And those people have did more harm to our community than anybody, Gerard.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
so-
do look at some of the endorsements, and I just don't think some of the endorsements are fair. Not because I'm not running for nothing, but I look at the cost. Because a lot of folks say that, well, I thought endorsements were those that believed in your candidacy. It's not necessarily that way, because some of the endorsements has to do with, can you afford to pay for that endorsement?
That's right.
As a
That's right,
candidate, can
Gerard.
you afford to pay for it? I've seen
That's
them up
right.
to $16,000 so far.
That's right. You telling the truth. But my thing is, if people are saying they're suffering, they're hurting in the community. We know the New Orleans East has been neglected. We know the Ninth Ward has been neglected. We know a lot of stuff ain't working in the city. We know the street potholes ain't working. We know the light poles is down. But at the end of the day, they're sitting with these people that claim that they love the city of New Orleans, they love the citizens, and they want the right thing. But then they're sitting there, what you said, Gerard, give me $16,000. You can be the worst candidate. I'm going to pick you. You know, that is wrong with the endorsements. And it's a disgrace, and it's unacceptable. You heard me, Gerard? One asked me, well, you give me $5,000. You the best candidate. I said, brother, you ain't getting out a nickel from me. You have a nice day.
Wow.
You know, so I just wanted to come on here, give y'all an update of that, and tell y'all about these endorsements, what's going on with all that, you know, and how they doing people. Because one endorsement, a candidate wasn't even there, Gerard, and 5 other candidates showed up. But guess what? The candidate that was not there at the endorsement,
Got the
because he paid the money, he got the endorsement. So what I think, and maybe I'm wrong, Gerard, that was a waste of those 5 other people's time. If you know you was going to get
Right.
to already give to them, then they say, oh, let people hear your platform because somebody there might vote for you. No, that's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you should not be picking. You should want the best for the city of New Orleans, and that's what they're not doing, Gerard. You go.
So what are you finding in this political run of yours? Not trying to get into your campaign, but what do you find in this political run? Are you finding that this is being unfair?
Yeah, well, what I'm finding as me running as a candidate, you know me, Gerard, I'm always going to do my best. I'm always going to push my best, and I want the best for the people. But running, I see a lot of corruption. Running, I see a lot of things, you know. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to tell you something, Gerard. I was going to keep it to myself. A man met me on the street and tried to hand me a white envelope. So I said, what this for, brother? He said, oh, just take it. I said, oh, no, brother, that's how they got the man Boogaloosa.
Yeah.
You see, so it's corruption, it's games being played. They even came with a strange attack, Gerard, and this attack hurt me to my heart because I'm a loving father. I raised my son from 1 day old, but the other side tried something so dirty, Gerard. So dirty. They tried something, and I'll tell you on your show, because you like the tea, Billy Schultz is working for the other candidate, and they tried to attack me and put a false rumor out, Gerard. They tried to put a false rumor out. And I raised that child from 1 day old. You see what I'm saying, Gerard? And I never did his mama nothing, and his mama would tell him. But at the end of the day, they tried to attack me, so it's dirty. It's dirty. They tried to attack me. They tried to do dirty things. But you know what, Gerard? And I'm going to say it on your show. Noonan impressed himself. Because you know the old Noonan would have got him. But I just walked away and smiled. Because I know it wasn't true. So I impressed myself, Gerard, because what I'm seeing, you got to be better sometimes. Not that I wouldn't let them, do me nothing. But at the end of the day, I was like, damn, I really let that guy away. Gerard? But they have tried everything on me. But it's all right. You know what I'm saying, Gerard?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. But so I just want to tell you what's going on,
Keep me updated, bro.
Oh, y'all on the radio right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that information,
hot with
especially
y'all,
what's
too.
going on with the
Yes, I am.
Inspector General. I need to know about
Yeah,
that.
both of y'all made a ruling, a wrong ruling. Yeah, against me. Yeah, so that was the two judges walking, and I was telling them about themselves. I'm at Dillard.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna let you go, bro.
Well, thank you, Gerard.
Do your thing, man. Keep us updated.
All right.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Later.
All right.
I knew a lot of this stuff that was going on. I just haven't said too much about it because I don't want to spoil it. I didn't want to get into a position where I knew about it and then everybody here that I know about it, and then they rule differently. Sometimes you got to keep your mouth shut. But I knew that this young man been fighting to get that information, and I got to tell Noonan, I'm kind of proud of you. Noonan gonna mess with y'all. Gonna mess with Noonan, and Noonan gonna be like on the stage on election night talking about some. Thank you so very much. Appreciate everybody for being here. I'm going to be a great councilman, accepting his award speech. He messing around. More coming up, y'all. We'll take a break.
AURN News.
In the small majority black town of Mason, Tennessee, population just 1,300, leaders have voted to reopen a shuttered prison as an ICE detention center, sparking outrage from the residents and activists. The deal hands the faculty over to private prison giant Core Civic, despite the company's $44 million in state fines and dozens of lawsuits for understaffing, abuse, and at least 22 inmate deaths in Tennessee facilities since 2016. Supporters, including Mayor Eddie Noman, say the move will bring 240 jobs and nearly $500,000 in tax revenue, but opponents warn it'll make Mason complicit in family separations and abusive treatment of immigrants as President Trump pushes mass deportations and reverses Biden's ban on private detention contracts. For this majority black community with a history of state overreach, critics say the promise of jobs looks more like crumbs from a billion-dollar prison industry built on locking people up. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
I find it difficult to understand how the Republican congressional majority can claim to be Christian. Several weeks ago, you'll remember they passed the president's so-called big, beautiful bill. The president signed it. They even had the gumption to have a big celebration with Trump at the White House. Now, here's the thing about that. How can so-called Christians celebrate a bill that takes from the poor and rewards the rich? There is nothing more unchristian than stealing from the poor to give to the rich. A Christian is obligated to feed the hungry. Instead, the so-called GOP Christians in Congress are cutting food stamps. They should be healing the sick, but instead they are cutting Medicaid. They should be standing up to the fat cat billionaire class, but instead the so-called Christians are lowering taxes for the billionaire class. These policies, ladies and gentlemen, have no basis in the teachings of Jesus or any religious teachings around the world that says when someone gets hungry or sick, you have the right to make more money off of them while lining the pockets of your wealthy donors. Not surprisingly, this heartless action has drawn the ire of the citizens who've attended town hall meetings held by some GOP congressional representatives. In an effort to avoid future embarrassment from such dissatisfied voters upset about their policies, Republican leaders have advised their members not to hold any further town hall meetings with constituents, an act of shameless cowardice. And yet, it remains to be seen whether the Republican base will punish these heartless jackasses by voting them out of office. The answer awaits us in the upcoming midterm elections in 2026. Lest we forget the so-called big, beautiful bill from the not-so-beautiful party. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
Saints of God, it's time for us to tell you the truth. It's time for you to start your 21-day challenge. Don't take another day. Do it right now. Call 504-701-4711. That's the Whole Water Store, Pastor David Impartan Sr., the host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. This is the water that's designed to change your body, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you look. Why don't you start your 21-day challenge today? For $35, you can start it right now. Call me so we can set up your appointment. 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. Change your water, change your mind.
From the East Bank to the West Bank, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. A few minutes now before 6 o'clock. Coming up, it is the show that has Arnie and Carrie, who both are not here today. How you like that? This one's going to be Leger and Leger. It's going to be Walt Leger Sr. and Walt Leger Jr. who are going to be in here today to have some conversation starting at 6 o'clock. Make sure you check it out. Hey, Ron.
What's up, man?
What's going on with you, bro?
Oh, man, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling with you know. First off, shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the People's, the UP Newton Gun Club, you dig? I heard our fierce president call in earlier, so, yeah, straight up. They had some powerful hitters call. But, get back to what your question, what you asked. You asked about the election and things like that and how do you know? And just like Reverend Ricasna said earlier, we out here in our community, in our environment, you know what I'm saying? So we see what reality is, A lot of these leaders, You know, these elected officials or whatever. You know, it's the same old, same old. You know, we constantly hearing about what they're going to do or what they can do, and then when they get in office, like say you step outside right now and you go down South Claiborne, right, and then it's like two different cities. You go on one side of Napoleon, everything is picture perfect and everything. You come on the other side of Napoleon, and look at the difference. It's like a tale of two cities, right across two different, not even 2 blocks away. On one side of Napoleon, everything is picture perfect. On the other side, everything is look like the slums and run down. And that's not by, coincidence. That is by design. So it's like I always say, I'm not against the vote, but I'm against making it seem like voting is our only way out of our current situation. Because if that's the truth, right, we wouldn't be where we are at right now. And it's like reality does not lie. I understand about these things what these people come up with, these illusions to make it seem like they have the power to do. But listen, how many mayors we done had since you done been down there, G?
Gee, let me see. I got here with Sidney Bartholomew.
You ain't got to count.
At least 4. 1, 2.
All right then.
3.
But the game.
Getting ready to go to number 5.
The game remains the same. The characters are changing, but everything, the similarities, the game is the same.
Mm-hmm.
In every election cycle, we having the same conversation over and over again. The conversation that we not having is when is the people are going to stand up and say, you know what, the power is in us, and politics we address. Because for too long, we acting like the politics overpowers the people. It doesn't go like that.
Right.
The power is in us, and we address the politics. But too many times, and then you were saying about what's going on. Why is everybody acting a fool? A lot of people have these personal issues that has nothing to do with leadership, but because we a messed up community. A colonized people, a conquered people with a colonized mind would have us fighting each other, when at the same time the people that's in leadership, they winning. They quantum thinkers, meaning any decision they make, they're going to come out on top. We the ones that's suffering because of their ignorance or their lack of due diligence. But instead of us putting our heads together and doing for ourselves, we continue to, with this hocus pocus, thinking somebody's going to come up in there and do this and do that, and we get the same old game over and over again, no matter who sits in the seat, whether it be the mayor, city councilman, city councilwoman. We ain't going to even talk about the president. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to stand up and take the initiative for ourselves to make sure that, like I always say, we getting our just due. I know I'm starting to sound like Kevin a little bit by calling and saying the same old thing, but look, we don't need to invent the new wheel. The Black Panther Party already put the blueprint down for us. We just got to do it and stop waiting for other people to come to our community and tell us what we already know to do.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah,
we have the power and the ability to change our situation overnight.
Right.
But how many of us are willing to make that sacrifice and make that happen? All right, brother.
Always good, my brother. Aaron in the building.
You already know. Peace.
Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate you much.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Joining us for the last few minutes here. She could have came in a long time ago. She knows she could have. Hey, bro, hit a microphone. As a matter of fact, come on over here.
Oh, so the people could see me.
Yeah, so the people can see you. They can see you. Our Monday co-host is in the building on a Wednesday.
Hello, everyone.
Dr. Shepard is in the building.
I'm only stopping by.
You just stopping by? What have you been doing? Looks like you've been working at somebody's print shop.
Okay, so I have been working.
Mm-hmm.
They have us almost going back to school. So we had a faculty meeting at Xavier. So I'm right around the corner for that purpose. I picked up my flyers, which is why I came here, so I could drop them off. Maybe I should. I'm going to put up a big one to the camera. Our Katrina 20 conference at Xavier on August the 30th from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Okay, at Xavier University in our University Center. And I've been doing a lot of promoting for that, so I'm happy to have my flyers. G posted the flyers, so he might have to do that again. I don't know. But I'm happy. I came and I brought
I
some
already know what that
flyers
meant. I already
for
know.
in the room over there so that people could see it. And
All right, so tell everybody what
talk.
it is because we got to get out.
Okay, we are having a Katrina 20 conference at Xavier University on August 30th from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And that's inside of our university center, which is like our main building for life. It's I forget the exact address right now. I think it's 4955 Drexel Drive. I think that's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you passing out flyers?
Yeah, I'm passing out flyers because I want to see more community folks there. It's going to be some academics, but I'm hoping that we get a lot more support so that we could have everyone who cares about Katrina and 20 years in New Orleans there.
All right. We'll post it again so that everybody can see. We got to get out. Folks, please have a good day and stay tuned. The Legers are coming up. Yes, indeed. Walt, Senior, and Junior next on the Carrie and Arnie Show right here on WBOK.